What's up, guys? Happy Thursday. I always forget. It is snowing. It is snowing outside here. I know so many of you are excited about that. I am not. I'm not excited about that. Everybody who knows me knows why. I hate being cold. I hate snow. And yes, I live in Boston. I don't know. I don't know why. But yeah, it's snowing out. Not super pumped about that. As you come on, say hello. Let me know that you're here watching. Is it snowing where you're at? If it is, let me know that as well. Definitely not pumped about the snow. It's funny how that changes as we get older, huh? All right, so as you come on, say hello. Let me know that you're here. Today, I'm going to go over some tips to get you through the holiday season because I know that we all know, it's common knowledge here, from Halloween all the way to New Year's Day, a lot of stuff happens in that time, right? A lot of stuff, a lot of parties, a lot of candy. First we get the candy, then we get the leftover candy. If you have kids, you get like huge bags full under their beds and stuff. They're not letting you throw it out. You got that you're snacking on. Then up quick comes Thanksgiving. With Thanksgiving, you got, everything that comes with Thanksgiving. The freaking bread. If you're like my dad, you buy 20 pounds of Iggy's Bakery bread, which is like the best bread in the entire world. I talk about it every time because it's really hard. It's hard to resist it. It's so good. You got, mashed potatoes. You got stuffing. You got cranberry sauce. You got pies. I love chocolate pie. And everything in between. And then if you're Italian in Thanksgiving, then you have Italian Thanksgiving, which is the next day, and everyone comes over again to hang out, and you got pasta, you got lasagna, you got whatever it is that they're making, bread again, whatever's left over as well. And then you get the leftovers for the next few days, and then the Christmas parties start, right? You got Christmas parties, you got holiday parties, you got people who are having holiday parties at their own places and then bringing the leftovers because they don't want them in their house into your workplace, out for all of you to, take a break and walk into your kitchen at work and see all these things just in your face, which we all know when it's in your face, or when people are trying to get rid of them and they keep saying, hey, do you want one? Well, just take one. Just take it. Just take it. It's really hard to resist. And so this is the reason why, oh, wait, there's more. Then after that, so Christmas Eve happens. If you're Italian, once again, you have the Feast of the Seven Fishes, which actually, guys, keeps me pretty thin because I'm not a big fan of fish. And then you got Christmas Day, which is great. Then you get the leftovers for a few more days after that. You got the gift cards to the restaurants and all that good stuff. And then there's New Year's Eve where you drink your freaking face off. Maybe you have some type of dinner and then you go to bed and then you wake up hungover and then you order Chinese food or whatever it may be. But this is a long period of time to really just abuse the shit out of your body, right? Oh my God, I'm jealous. Long period of time to abuse the shit out of your body. And what happens to most people during this time is that, you don't mean to, but slowly but surely with all of these things happening, the average weight gain, I think, is 10 pounds during this season. And, that could just, especially when it's cold out and you're wearing sweaters, like come New Year's Day, you're just feeling kind of like, not just, it's not the weight gain necessarily, but how it makes you feel. You're feeling slow, you're feeling cold, you're feeling depressed, you're feeling tired. And these things are not ideal if your New Year's resolution is to get into shape, is to lose the weight, is to do X, Y, and Z. You want to feel good running into that, right? Because it's so much easier when you're already having a head start, your feet are already moving, than to have to start from a dead stop. We know that, right? Body in motion stays in motion. So I'm going to give you some tips tonight, and then at the end I have something special I'm inviting to you to, if you want to stick around till the end. I'd appreciate that. But just some tips to get you through the season, things that you can do to kind of, not get that 10 pounds of weight gain. If that's your choice, hey, if you like it during the year, that's fine. But what I've noticed and from my research is that, that happens every year, and most people then, 90% of people actually fail at their New Year's resolutions, unless you have a plan, right? And so maybe you gain 5 to 10 pounds every year around this time, and then you fail at your New Year's resolution. So 1, 2, 3 years, and you got 15 pounds extra. You keep going. Next thing you know, you're like, damn, how did I gain 50 pounds? Well, that's how. So let's get started. Some tips for you guys on how to, avoid that. My first tip for you all to avoid that holiday weight gain and to avoid the madness that is this season is to set realistic goals. You know, we all know that losing weight during the holidays is pretty hard because of all the things that I just mentioned. I mean, is it doable? Of course, but it's super hard. There's a lot of, you know, distractions. There's a lot of parties. There's a lot of food in your face, good, delicious food, your favorite food, whatever, X, Y, Z. So if you're setting a goal of losing 20 pounds during the holiday season, that might not be a realistic goal for you. I mean, if you're gung-ho, yeah, fine. Don't take my words on that. But if you're, you know, just going through the natural process and you're like, I'm going to lose this much weight during the holiday season, it might not be that realistic just with all the things that are going on. A more realistic goal for me, for example, would be to not gain any weight during that season. And so that might be a goal that I set for myself. But I will say this, 6 years ago, my first, you know, when I first started getting into the health and fitness game, I did set a goal to lose weight during the holiday season, and I did lose a few pounds. So I'm not discouraging you on that, but I'm just saying, you know, maintaining or, you know, avoiding weight loss during the holiday season might be a more realistic goal. And, so yeah, maintaining the weight you've already lost. If you're on a low carb plan, if you're on a keto plan, if you're doing whatever you're doing, maintaining the weight you already lost up until this point would be a great goal. And at the parties and events, we're going to talk about how you can make lower carb, lower sugar choices to keep that on track. All right, so number 1 was to set realistic goals. Number 2, to help you, you know, not go crazy over the holiday season, plan ahead. So it's crucial during this time, guys, to plan ahead for all these parties, for everything. So between Halloween and New Year's Day, planning ahead is critical to having a successful, if you're low carb like me, a low carb season, right? It's critical. And keep some of the ways we can do that. Keep the right food in your house. You know, like I'll go food shopping and be like, oh, like okay, here's a prime example. Yesterday we had a sale and it was called the Campfire Pack, and I'm like, oh, you know, it'd be cool if we got some marshmallows and took photos and pretended to roast some marshmallows because it's a campfire pack. So I bought a thing of marshmallows, you know, saying I would have one and then throw the rest out. Do you think that happened? If you think that happened, give me a thumbs up. If you think that the entire thing of marshmallows is now gone, give me a laughy face, because we all know the answer to that, or I wouldn't have brought it up, right? Right, so keep the right food in the house during this time, and that's planning ahead. You're like, I am not going to bring the eggnog. I don't like eggnog, but if you like eggnog, Christmas cookies and whatever else, I'm not going to load that up in the house the whole time because I'm going to eat them, because that's what I do. If I have chocolate chips in my house, guess what? They don't last very long because they all go down my throat. So I'm not going to keep those in the house, especially during this time where I know that there is extra temptation, extra awesome things happening food-wise, snack-wise, and all that good stuff. So planning ahead. I'm also going to make low-carb snacks so I can have that in place. Like, I have a sweet tooth, and if everybody's got their cookies and you know, their candies during this season, I'm going to want some too. But if I can satisfy my sweet tooth with some fat bombs or, you know, some of the low-carb recipes that I've tried out thus far, cookies, cheesecake, any of that, if I make that and have that available, that is a much better choice for me than to eat all the crap loaded with sugar and carbs that is, you know, packaged and coming around, right? So I'd rather still enjoy it but have my own choices. So I'm going to make lots of snacks, healthier choices for me, snacks. I'm going to have them available in my house. So that's how one way I'm going to plan ahead as well. Another way to plan ahead, guys, you might be surprised on that, but plan on indulging. Plan what you're going to indulge on, put that in part of your plan. So, for example, I love stuffed artichokes. It is my favorite thing in the whole world since I was a little kid. Love it. Is it necessarily low carb? No. I mean, I could probably make a low carb version and I might look that up. But I like the breading. I like the stuffing. So I'm going to plan that, and I'm going to plan that into when I'm going to do that. And because I'm also planning on having good things in the house and staying on track the rest of the time, me planning that cheat in there and indulging isn't a huge deal, because I'm planning ahead and I'm recognizing that as part of my plan, which is huge, right? So if you want your favorite dish, put it in your plan, and then use that as motivation to stay on track for the majority of the rest of the time. So there's that. That was number 2. Number 3, this is one of my favorite ones because I just recognize where I was in the past and where I am now. So number 3 is socialize instead of snacking. Now, in my type of business, I love networking. In the past, I would go right to the food, talk to one person, and just go in front of that table and just stay there. It's the same thing on like Super Bowl Sunday, right? If you plop yourself in front of the chips and dip, you're going to eat all the chips and dip. And so as you're going to these holiday parties, you know, a lot of times they can be awkward, and maybe, you know, if it's work ones or something, you may not want to be at the party with these people, but make an effort to really have conversations with people you don't know, strike up some conversations, get to know people. You never know what networking like that and getting to know other people might lead to, because amazing things have come from that for me, especially here on social media. And that's also going to keep you away from shoving all of the Christmas food into your face all night long. Have conversations, okay? That's number 3. Number 4, as you're being invited to these, you know, Friendsgivings and Christmas parties, bring your own healthy dish. For me, I love to cook. I love to bring my own healthy dish. I already know what I'm bringing to Thanksgiving. My mom knows I'm going to bring my own thing every year. This year, I'm bringing my cauliflower mash, maybe possibly some stuffing as well, some keto low-carb stuffing, because I know I could load up on that stuff, and I would rather have something that really fits into my plan so that I can eat the stuffed artichoke and not go overboard. Not because of any other reason then I feel like crap when I overdo it. And I don't want to feel like crap. I want to enjoy the holiday. I don't want to shove my face with food that doesn't normally go down my throat and makes me feel sick, and then not be able to enjoy my family. So I'm going to bring my own keto dish. If you're doing clean eating or whatever it is, paleo, whatever you do for your plan, or maybe you just want to bring your own healthy dish, just do that. Bring it, and you know, people will be grateful that you are bringing these things, bringing something to their party, and then you can load up on your own snacks, right? All right, number 5. This is like a slash. Eat before you go. Eat before you go, so you don't go there starving, so then that you're forced to make choices that are there, which a lot of the time aren't healthy, right? When people are making food for a mass crowd, they don't necessarily say, oh, I'm going to make the healthiest options. They what works best for the majority, which often, unless you're hanging out with me or people, you know, that are super into health and fitness, are going to be the dishes that people like, which typically are, you know, the ones that aren't necessarily that healthy. Definitely, you know, unless somebody's keto or low carb or paleo or vegan, those things are something that you have to bring on your own. So you could also eat before you go and get filled up on that. I also, because I drink ketones, I'm going to drink my ketones before I go to parties. I'm going to eat whatever I have to eat, and I'm going to drink ketones so that I'm not hungry once I get there, and I'm feeling good, and I can make good choices, drink water, and have conversations and engage in conversation rather than, you know, be starving and have to eat really quickly and stuff that I normally wouldn't eat, and then I'm going to feel kind of sick about. So there's that. That's number 5. Eat before you go. Have your ketones if you're a ketone drinker. Number 6. You guys are going to hate me for this one. But sip smarter. So avoid the sugary drinks as you're at these parties, guys. Here's just a little information for you. I used to work at Margaritas and, you know, served some pretty tasty margaritas. There was one that I loved. It was called the Russell Rita. One of my favorite margaritas at Margaritas. It was freaking delicious. When I realized how many calories were in that Russell Rita, I almost fell over and croaked. Dude, in one Russell Rita, there was 1,300 calories. That was more than was recommended for me at my size for an entire day in one little margarita. And I could have 3 or 4 of those. So, sip smarter during this holiday season. Maybe just avoid the sugary drinks if I still drank, or avoid drinks at all. I don't drink anymore, so I'm going to have, guys, sometimes what I do is I make like ketone beverages that seem like drinks, that makes me feel like I'm having a drink. People don't ask me why aren't you drinking? Because they see me drinking something. But if I was drinking, I would probably have vodka soda or, tequila on the rocks and sip it really slow. Those would be my choices. But gonna avoid the sugary drinks, even though they may seem delicious. Honestly, there's just a shit ton of calories and unnecessary calories. When you're drinking your calories, you don't have room for all that other good shit, right? So that was number 6. Sip smarter. Number 7, give the gift of leftovers. If you are hosting one of these parties, if you have Friendsgiving, if you have family Thanksgiving, Christmas parties, whatever, give the gift of leftovers as your guests are leaving. Pack them up with a plate or two for their, whoever's at home. Send it off so that you're not loaded with leftovers in your fridge that you're just going to mow. I know this is what I do. I'm already into the stuffing leftovers before it's even, like, we already had our Thanksgiving. I'm already in them at that night. Next day, next week, as long as it's there, I'm in it. So give the gift of leftovers. Send your guests home with a little plate, or for their neighbor or their kids, their spouse who's sick. I don't know, but send it off. Number 8, this one is crucial, especially for me, because during the holidays, I have a shift in the past. I had seasonal depression, and the holidays would make me extra depressed. It hasn't been happening yet. Not sure why, but I'm loving it. But working out and prioritizing exercise was crucial for me. So I'm continuing to get my workouts in every day. I know the holidays can be super busy with the shopping, with the parties, with the guests coming in town. It really can knock you off your exercise game, but make it a priority. Maybe you have to get up earlier. Maybe somebody gave us a good tip in our Keto 101 group, doing squats as you're brushing your teeth in the morning at night and just brushing them for a really, really, really long time. Just get yourself moving and make exercise a priority. It's going to do wonders for your brain. It's also going to do wonders for you during this time of when we are maybe having some extra calories here and there, and maybe not getting our workout in as much or as hard as we would like to. So prioritize exercise, get moving every day. I definitely will be doing that. Number 9, guys, get your sleep. Sleep is freaking magic. People who are not getting enough sleep sometimes don't realize, like, that's what could be causing you to get sick. That could cause weight gain, so many other things, stress, mood, all these things. Sleep is number 1. If somebody's like, what can I do right now to change my health and fitness, to get started in the right direction? I'm like, how are you sleeping? Are you prioritizing sleep? Are you getting, I like 7 to 8 hours a night and restful sleep? If not, make that a priority, and you can shift. That's something easy you can do at home. Shift, make a change tonight. So get your sleep. That's number 9. And number 10, guys, is the most important that I have for you, and that is to be kind to yourself. Don't beat yourself up if you have a slip up. If you mow 12 pieces of chocolate pudding pie, it happens. Put it behind you and just focus on that time moving forward, or the day that you're at. Don't worry about what happened yesterday. And here's why. This is what I used to do in the past. If I slipped up one day and I ate too much, I would just be like, I'm just going to do it. I messed up yesterday. That's all. Everything's gone to hell. I'm just going to continue doing this until January 1st, and then I'm going to start my New Year's resolution and get back into shape then. So then I would load up that entire time, just getting, more tired, more gaining weight, more lazy. And then when that time would come, I wouldn't do it because I'd be so loaded up and with sugar and carbs and all this stuff that New Year's Day would come and I wouldn't do anything. And then the day after, I'll start tomorrow. And then it would never happen. And then it's 2 weeks into January. I'm like, I guess that's not happening, and just forget about it. And I don't want that to happen to you if you don't want that to happen to you. So make that a priority. Just be kind to yourself. Forgive if you slip up. Just let it flow. Forget about it and go on moving forward. Put it behind you and just start fresh the next day. Just be kind. Now, if you guys want a little extra support during this holiday season, we are doing this time it's going to be called a Dirty Keto 101. We're going to tell you all about what Dirty Keto low carb lifestyle is with ketones. It's going to start December 1st and December 20th, so you can kind of have a support group to keep you on track during that time. It's going to end right before Christmas, so have your dessert, eat it too. And then, so you'll have that support with us. You'll have a place to go to stay on track during that time. So let me know if you're interested in joining that. I'll tell you what it all involves. Also, we will be having another Keto Reboot. I'm doing Keto Reboot this Sunday night. It starts, and then we're going to do it again next month, probably the second week in December. So if you want for 60 hours to get yourself a little kick in the butt, back on track, a little boot, you can join me there as well. And yeah, so that's what I got for you guys. Those are my 10 tips to kind of stay on track this holiday season so that you don't end up 10 pounds heavier. And also just remember to be kind to yourself. And if you would like to join our lazy/dirty keto group, let me know. We'll talk about that. But I hope you guys have an awesome night. The snow is here. I'm gonna go cry about that for a minute. But I will talk to you guys soon. And yeah, have a good night. Talk to you guys later. Bye.